Hiya, welcome to Rereads, and I've got another review for you. I'm going to be saying my thoughts on Shadow by Michael Morpurgo. This book is heart-wrenching. I was up last night finishing it off, and there was a tear in my eye. Basically, it follows a boy called Armin, and him and his mother at the start of this book are in a detention centre in Jarl's Wood, which is an actual place, and it has some facts about it at the end of the book in Jarl's Wood. And his friend Matt's grandfather goes and visits him to get his story of why they've ended up there. And so he shows him a picture, and in the picture so Matt's grandpa shows him a picture. In the picture there's a picture of a dog, just like this one, and Armin then tells a story about how him and his mum and his grandmother lived in a cave in Afghanistan because where they lived, the Taliban is a big force, and the police are very corrupt, and they don't like, the police aren't really on their side. And during this time in this cave, a dog comes into the cave. She's quite, badly hurt. So Armin looks after her, and in turn, she looks after Armin and his mother. And they name the dog Shadow. And in this story, Armin and his mum want to go to England for a better life. So they set out to go. They go across Afghanistan and all the countries, and they set out to try and get to England. And Shadow leads them to places, and they find out that Shadow has another name, and she's called Polly in the book. And Polly is an army dog, and she sniffs out bombs. But that's basically a little bit of the plot without spoiling too much. And then that just links off chains of events that happens towards the end of the book. And I love this book. This book is a children's book. I found it in the children's section of the library, but adults can read it too, or read it to their children. This deals with a subject that is still going on today, unfortunately. This deals with asylum seekers, refugees, people who want to escape for a new life. Unfortunately, it's still going on. In the news recently, there was the Syria refugees getting rescued by the Italian Navy. It's just in a cramped boat, and nearly everybody wasn't wearing a life jacket. It's just, this book highlights how dangerous it is to go to a new country, to escape war, to escape conflict, and it's beautifully written from a child's point of view. The chapters are from different people's point of view. So you've got the grandpa's, Matt's, and Armin's point of view, and he just forms this beautiful, beautiful friendship with this dog. And I loved it. I loved every second. I would recommend it to anyone. Michael Morpurgo is a fantastic, fantastic writer. I love his writing style. I love how he tackles these subjects. Like, he tackles subjects like war and warhorse, and he tackles subjects like, like what it's like to be a refugee, and he writes it so perfectly. You can tell he's actually, researched his subject. And this book, Warhorse, The Butterfly Lion, Why the Whales Came, and any book by Michael Morpurgo is a one to read, just to is the one to read if you want to tackle difficult subjects with your children, or if you're an adult, you'll love this as well. The subject is great. I think children will get the subject. It's part of everyday culture now. We see it in the news. We see people desperately trying to get away from war. I loved it. There are no words to describe this lovely, lovely book, and I cannot wait to read more of Michael Morpurgo's work that I haven't done already. And this is probably on my top 5 children's books. I just love that. The cover is great as well, and everything. But in my opinion, read this book. Do read it to your children. And then just just appreciate how well written this book is, how well it tackles the subject of war. I loved it. This is going on my top 100 war novels war novel challenge that I'm trying to read from now until 2016. And yeah, lovely book. I loved it. That's all for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on Shadow, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.